This book is so Gemini coded. I know it's a trick to get me to spend more money, and it worked. Not wanting to read like a sci-fi about a man. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the start of this reading vlog from my kitchen. It is Sunday night, and I just wanted to start the vlog before I got too far into my reads for this week. I'm really enjoying this kind of format of like starting my new vlogs on Sunday, because I just feel like it's good to go into a new week with like the reading goals and talking about what I'm going to be reading. I basically always have a book going in every single format that I like to read in. It's just the way I like to do it. I'm a mood reader and a Gemini, so I always like to have something a little bit different and just pick up what I'm in the mood for, or whatever format kind of fits what I'm doing that day. So off the top of my head, I have 4 different books in different formats right now. And the first one is an audiobook that I've been listening to. I just started it tonight while I'm prepping dinner. So I have started Heartless by, I think it's Marissa Meyer. Yes, and I have had this on my radar for quite a long time. It was available at my library on Libby, and I did not realize this was an Alice in Wonderland prequel. That's all I had to see. It has like 4+ stars on Goodreads. This is like a Stephanie Garber Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm there. I'm sold. I love that. So that's what we're listening to this week. Alice in Wonderland is one of my absolute favorites. Book, movie, vibes, style. I love everything about it. Speaking of Once Upon a Broken Heart, Stephanie Garber's Alchemy of Secrets. This seems like kind of more of a contemporary fantasy, so I'm okay with having both of those going at the same time. Oh no. Like, let's see what this is kind of. Okay, fantasy, romance, romantasy fiction, dark academia, historical fiction, paranormal. I'm getting all of those vibes. It's like set in current day, at least that's what I'm understanding, Los Angeles, and the magic system is like an underground secret LA type of vibe. But for Heartless, it's like the origin story of the Queen of Hearts, I think, like the villain, and this Alchemy of Secrets seems very like different from that, so I'm okay with that. Third, we have my classic. I'm trying to read a classic every month, and this month I have chosen John Steinbeck's The Winter of Our Discontent. I am very much looking forward to this. I love this Penguin classic that I got from the thrift store. It's in perfect condition, and I'm excited. John Steinbeck does like American worker, American family perfection, and that reminds me, this is what look at what I got from my parents today. I took this, my parents handed this down to me, and they actually handed me down a big stack of kind of old books and some of my childhood books. Decided to take it upon myself to take care of and hold this gorgeous vintage John Steinbeck collection, because it's just on my dad's shelf for looks, and he will not be touching it. He won't touch it. Like, look at how, I love this. John Steinbeck is just one of my favorite authors. Feels kind of new, actually. This isn't really vintage. It was printed in the 80s, but it has that vintage look. So this is Grapes of Wrath, The Moon is Down, which I haven't read, Cannery Row, which I haven't read, East of Eden, and Mice of Men, so, which I have read, but I want to read everything this man has done. And then lastly, we have Witch Hat Atelier Volume 4 on my iPad. We'll get to that when we get to that. We'll see. Those are just fun, easy reads when I'm feeling like sitting on my iPad. So that is the plan for the week. We're also going to be doing some personal curriculum stuff and some book journaling in the iPad this week. So if you are new, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out. And I am just so excited to be like vlogging and reading again. So let's get into the week. Morning, everyone. It is Monday. I am tired. I did not get enough sleep last night, but I needed to get up and start my day because I have a long to-do list. But I have been listening to Heartless this morning while I got ready, and we are 16% through. So this is really fun. Really enjoying it. Giving me very Once Upon a Broken Heart vibes. It's very Wonderland, fairy tale. You know, the main character wants to open a bakery. She loves sweets and tarts. And our main character, Kath, has basically just met like the jester, who is like the clever, mischievous man. She has been having dreams about him, but she has caught the attention of the king and he is intending to ask her to marry him. So we're gonna get some kind of a story here in between here where she is going to try and avoid her fate as becoming the evil Queen of Hearts. I was reading some reviews of this and people were saying the ending is absolutely devastating, and I kind of am like anticipating where this is going, and I'm kind of like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? Kind of like fairy tale YA stories is like the Disney adult in me. It just really enjoys them. So I have some work to do this morning. We have some filming to do today. And I would like to sit and take some time to read my Stephanie Garber book on the Kindle as well, because I didn't get to read any of that yesterday. So yeah, just wanted to say happy Monday. Let's get into it. Okay, so Hans is looking at me. It is not time yet for dinner. Both of my animals start like stalking me around this time. I just got out of my phone meeting. She's a Capricorn and she always kind of like motivates me and makes me feel like I need to get my ass in gear and do things. Sit here with my Kindle and set myself a timer and do at least 30 minutes. I also filmed and had started editing my iPad book journal for this week. That's this week's video. I'm trying to get back into my 2 videos a week. So we are reading Alchemy of Secrets right now. I'm only 10% in. So our main character, what's her name? Something interesting. Holland, I want to say. Female character is like dating this guy who's like kind of the typical, she's like, he's a little too perfect. He's a little too good for me. I'm not sure that he's really going to be able to like keep up with my, kooky lifestyle and like the things that I'm into. She's like kind of into this more magical treasure hunt mystery. She kind of seems like a chaotic type. On like a date night, she kind of like dragged him along to one of her secret society things that she has learned in this very secret society like folklore class that she is taking, where basically the kind of elusive professor has given them like strings of places and people and clues to go find things throughout Hollywood. And so one of them is the Watchman, who will tell you when you're gonna die. And you like go to this shady, diner, and then you ask for this person in this door. And it's very like I said, very mystery kind of treasure hunt. Obviously, Alchemy of Secrets does a good job, I think, of kind of giving an idea of what the book's gonna be about. And we'll see what I get into tonight. I kind of just want to chill, play Stardew, but you guys know I need to kind of lock in. I also, this week in this vlog, need to get to my gardening course, my personal curriculum course readings. I also need to start building out my second course. I think I'm only going to be able to get to the second one. I think I was a little bit over ambitious with how much I could really do, to be honest. It's all for fun. It's all just to try. And if I don't get to everything that I have wanted to, that's okay. We have the framework now. That's what's important. I will let you guys know how this goes. I'm just gonna sit and do some of this reading. That's interesting. Every week, the location of this secret class changes, and like the professor gives a clue for where the next class is going to be held, and the character is saying every week by week, the classes have gotten more difficult to find and there are fewer students. Come on, bring your ball. Let me see your ball. Hi friends, it is Tuesday and I did a little bit of reading this morning, but to be honest, I'm feeling very low energy. Took a nice shower and got my hair all clean and washed, and I do have some things on the to-do list today. I need to finish editing my iPad book journal video. I need to do a couple short form stuff. Really need to also pivot back to my website and my blog and start planning for that. It's already like 11 o'clock, but Matt was going to work late this morning, so I just kind of hung out with him and sat on the couch, and I've been doing some reading of Alchemy of Secrets. One of the shorts I'm going to film today is my 5-star predictions, and this is on it. And I don't know, it could be, I guess, but I'm not feeling 5-star from this necessarily. But what I am liking about this is that it's fast-paced, and generally, like, urban fantasy is really hit or miss for me. This, to me, like, gives urban fantasy. It gives kind of like magical realism type, right? But I'm just like, I feel like Stephanie Garber tends to write kind of naive, like irrational female characters. And I feel like that works a lot better when it's like a super young woman in like a traditional fantasy setting, like a fairy tale fantasy setting, right? Like a sheltered 18-year-old who, like, you know, has dreamt of fairies and Wonderland and all these things her whole life. And if she's a little bit naive, I can kind of look past that, and I'm like, that makes sense to me, right, in the world. With something like this, where it's like you're a grown woman living in Los Angeles and you have absolutely no survival skills and you're making very dumb decisions left and right, putting your life at risk, that for me is a little hard to like suspend my disbelief of like giving you the benefit of the doubt. Because I'm like, girl, there's no way you just got in this car with a stranger, like, just because he said he knew your sister and you think he's hot, and that automatically makes him like trustworthy. And then 2 hours into him kidnapping you, you look at him and all of a sudden you're like, I totally don't want to kiss him. I really don't. No, it has nothing to do with, you know, how chiseled his jaw is and how, you know, he's got dark, luscious hair. And it's like, really? Like, that kind of stuff in books, like, just gets me, because I don't know, I've made some dumb decisions in my life and put myself in some situations that I shouldn't have, you know, and so I'm like, okay, I guess I can kind of I'll let this go. But I am liking the kind of Los Angeles glitz and glam. It is contemporary, but it feels like that because this character is like really into that, and her parents were like famous directors and actresses, you know, in the kind of like, I want to say probably what, 70s in LA, you know, like the Hollywood scene. In that way, it's almost giving like Evelyn Hugo vibes. I think, isn't St. James the name of her lover? Isn't her last name St. James? I'm not sure, and that name is used in this book. But like, it's kind of giving that style, time period, setting, which I really like. So I am 45% of the way done with this. And like I said, things are happening. It's moving fast. And so that part of it I like. And the kind of modern magic, secret society, almost dark academia vibes of it I am liking. I just feel like, maybe the plot might not quite wrap up and hit for me, but we'll see. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I am liking it. And it's not like a super heavy high fantasy, which I need right now. I'm going to switch gears to another more traditional fantasy and continue listening to Heartless, that I think I'm about 20% or so. Yeah, I'm about 18% of this, and I'm loving this too. I love Alice in Wonderland so much. I love that world. I love Lewis Carroll's like characters and world that he built for this IP, and I love this kind of origin story. I love a villain origin story, and I have a feeling this is gonna hurt. People said this really was heartbreaking, and I'm getting that vibe. I kind of feel like I know where this is going, and it's gonna be rough. But right now, again, this is kind of still giving me Once Upon a Broken Heart, where it's like this young girl in this kind of royal, you know, traditional English society is going to royal balls, and the king is interested in her, and she's just obsessed with like candy and sweets and, you know, pretty dresses, and it's very much that kind of fairy tale vibes. So both of my reads right now are kind of making me want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart again. I just really loved that series and universe. But so we're gonna keep listening to this. I'm gonna try and get some stuff done. I need to do some laundry. It almost feels like a summer day today, you guys. It's weird. It is so warm. I needed a crisp beverage. It's only 66, but it's been like 40s, 50s. Audiobook, I've been listening to it as I was outside and doing some laundry and dishes around the house. So I am 56% done with Heartless. I am really liking it. I really am. This is like my favorite kind of YA, like the fairy tale fantasy YA, which I feel like is most of it. It makes the most sense to me to be reading a YA when it's like a young princess type. Like, to me, that just makes sense. And I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like her parents are pressuring her to marry the king, and the king is interested in her, but he is like, I'm picturing him as Mr. Candy. What is his name? From Wreck-It Ralph. He's like short, talks in like a stuffy voice, and just not hot, right? Like very unhot. And the court jester is like dresses in all black, and he's like charismatic and clever and mysterious and hot. And that's who she wishes that she could be with. And right now she's feeling the pressure of not letting down her parents, and how do you turn down the king, you know? And I just feel for her. I feel for her. I would also be down for the hot jester. So anyway, I don't know what compelled me, but I'm gonna do a little tarot pull for myself. I haven't done one in quite a while. So I have my handy dandy tarot book as well. Tattoo kind of inspired tarot. Really pretty. My sister got me these as a gift and I love them. So I will link these if you guys are interested. They're called Tattoo Tarot. Most tarot decks also come with like a little instructional book for you. And I would like to get more familiar with these. Let's see if there's anything in here suggested. Relationship matters, success in new ventures, general quick insight on any matter, third eye insight, essence or focus of the situation, what brings clarity and what brings balance. We'll do that. Well, my battery died, but that was our last card, the sun. Okay, bringing sun into my otherwise emo life. Co-creation, fertilization. I don't know, you guys. I don't know about that. Like, look at this card. How gorgeous is that? Like, I want to like create like a piece of art that I can put in my house with all of these, but then I can't use them. I need to film a couple things, like short form content stuff, so I'm gonna get that over with and do that. I got ready to kind of force myself to do it. And I have a little snack, and then I would like to finish Alchemy of Secrets, and I'm determined to finish this today. I was reading this last night and I got to 75%. So my thoughts on this book is so Gemini coded, like truly, truly is. Like the magic alchemy of it all, the secrets of it all, the like treasure hunt, the old Hollywood vibe. Main female character, Holland, she has like met this guy, Adam, who was like posing as a new professor at the school that she's like TAing at, and he kind of pops up again later and he's not like who he said he was, right? This woman is like trying to kind of unsolve this mystery, and basically she's being betrayed and lied to by every single person she meets. Like no one in this entire book is who they say they are. And that's so Gemini code. They all have a secret identity. They all were lying to her. They were all keeping secrets. She's a twin. Her twin's been lying to her about what she does for work and who she really is and if she has a boyfriend or not and all these things. And then this other guy, Adam, that she has met wasn't who he said he was, and he had a twin as well. And then him and his twin, this whole thing, they basically started a rumor around Hollywood, rumors about themselves, like to get people to do things for them. This entire book, I'm telling you, is so Gemini. Stephanie Garber, Zodiac. She's a Cancer, but it is going very quickly, but it's very chaotic and kind of just all over the place. Like there's a lot of characters and different plot lines. And like I said, basically every chapter she's just finding out a new person is lying to her and has some secret. There's a secretive bank, there's a secret society, there's a secret professor, there's a secret class. I am interested to see how it ends though. But I'm not feeling a 5-star, and this was kind of like a 5-star prediction for me. I'm not quite sure it's gonna be there. I have absolutely no like real connection to any of these characters, the main character especially, because we really like haven't found out much about her other than she has terrible judgment and she will get in a car, in a hotel room, and in an elevator with literally any person. She has no self-preservation skills. That's kind of like all we know about her, you know? And that she's blonde. Like, we're not really getting like any reason for me to genuinely care about the characters. I'm more just interested in like the secrets and the mystery, because this really does read more kind of thriller mystery than like a straight fantasy, which I kind of felt like I got that going in reading the synopsis. But I'm very picky with like thriller mystery endings, and I have a feeling this might just be kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, shock value, like she was in an insane asylum the whole time. Like, not really, but you know. I'm gonna read this after I do some filming, and I will check in with you guys in a bit. Okay, you guys, I had a little hee hee ha ha moment, and I got myself Jade City. As some of you might know, I don't know if you know this about me, this is one of my favorite book series of all time. And yes, I am on a new book buying ban for this year, but I included this in my Emily McIntyre Wretched book special edition pre-order to get the free shipping. Usually I'm kind of against that. I know it's a gimmick. I know it's a trick to get me to spend more money, and it worked. Barnes & Noble, checkmate, okay? Because it worked, I had to have this. And I love these like Art Deco inspired kind of covers. I actually really like the original covers too. I decided to just go with it. And honestly, now that I'm looking at this, it's damaged right here, and I might have them send me a new one because I really, really love this art as well. And I didn't realize how like, this is a chunky book. Ooh, and it smells good. It does. I didn't get the whole series, so that's something. I just wanted to display this because I do have so much like green and plants and stuff around too. I knew this would look gorgeous. I'm gonna put it, you know, out somewhere to display it. I'm gonna go read the rest of Alchemy of Secrets now. So if you wanna join me, let's go do that. Character's name is Vic Van Vliet. Stephanie, what are you doing? Vic Van Vliet, a director with the production company VX3. Wow, so original. Victoria Van Vliet is a savage. She just said, I loved your father. He was a brilliant filmmaker and a good person. I wish I could say the same for your bitch mother. Kendall says I have 54 minutes left. So let's just power through this because I'm on a roll. I'm feeling really good about my reading. This will be my 4th book of the year already. I think it's like the 13th or something. And I'm really wanting to pick up some of the other things I have on my TBR. So I've also been getting a lot of things come through on my Libby loans. So I'm ready to get rid of this one and move on. I don't know about that, you guys. I don't know about that. I liked certain aspects of it and it read kind of fast, but by the end I was like, I'm over this. This is too all over the place. It was kind of a mess. There were so many things that were just like happened, or a character that was introduced, and then it was like very, well, why did you need to do that? Why was that person there? Are you ever going to go back to that? Like, felt kind of incomplete. And I also didn't know that this was a series. I just kind of jumped into this because it was Stephanie Garber and the premise sounded really interesting, but I don't know, it just didn't quite line up. Like the pieces didn't quite come together for me. I think I'm gonna go read some reviews, as I like to do when I finish a book. Might not be the best thing because it probably influences my opinion a little bit, but I just find that it helps to like make me think of things that I might not have thought about. You know, it does have a 3.9 on Goodreads. I didn't hate it, but I definitely didn't love it, and it was definitely not a 5-star. And this was a 5-star prediction for me. So like I mentioned before, Stephanie Garber just for some reason writes really naive, easily trusting characters, and it makes more sense in a YA, but in this, it just felt very dumb. It was very like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This makes no sense. I just feel like it was quite unsatisfying. So probably not going to be picking up this book again, but that's all right. We gave it a try. It was a library loan. I didn't buy it. So that is the great thing about a library, right? It was free and I don't regret spending time reading a book. So, and I just see that In a Holidays by Christina Lauren is ready to borrow. Girl, it's January. Sorry, we are going to cancel that hold. I did also just get, like, I think that BK Borison Christmas book also came up on my holds like yesterday, and I was like, okay, a little late. Sorry about that. I'm just in such a reading mood lately. I'm like ready to go on to the next thing, like right now. So that's exciting. Good morning. We are outside. You can probably hear Hans insanely panting because we're playing outside and he's throwing dirt all over me. But it is a warm day outside, so I'm getting some sun and I'm gonna start. We're throwing a little curveball because why did no one tell me that Winter of Our Discontent does not take place in winter? That was the only reason I really had it on my TBR, other than I really do want to read a Steinbeck, but it literally starts on like Easter, like Good Friday. I am someone who I like to read classics like in the theme of the season. I just like that. That's just what I prefer. I feel like it really helps me focus on them and like get into them and get in the spirit of them. So I'm gonna save that and we're gonna switch gears, and I felt like this was fitting because the adaptation's coming out. Am I gonna watch the adaptation? Probably not, but I do feel like if it survives, I'm sure a lot of people will be reading it, so I kind of want to be in on that, you know? I have read this many years ago. I think I'm gonna actually do a separate reading vlog for this, but I am gonna mention it here. We're gonna switch gears on this, and then I think for the rest of this vlog we're gonna do some of my personal curriculums and my gardening like reading, and then my wood chat atelier, and I think that's probably gonna be it for the week, and then I'm gonna do a separate vlog for this. So if you do want to see this Wuthering Heights vlog, then go ahead and subscribe if you are new, if you're not subscribed already. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy some vitamin D on my face, some sun, play with my dog, and I'll check in with you guys later. Good boy. $150 billion industry in 2025. So when I was doing a recent book review for The Everlasting in my iPad, I realized that I didn't put a space for ratings. Book journal setup that I created for myself, I will link that video. What I need to do is go into Canva, edit that because that's where I created that, add that line, and then export it and re-import it into my planner. And then I'm trying to stay up on my book journal. So I have 2 other books that I need to add into this. I usually hate Canva on like mobile, like iPad, because we're gonna be using it on my iPad. I wanna just do it on here and make it easy to save it. So what I wanna do is add another line, and actually it's gonna be super easy because looks like I probably had that other space here and I just forgot to do it, it looks like. And it's all lined up and such, so that's literally all I need to worry about. Then I'm just gonna export this and I'm going to download it. Instead of having the green on here every time, I'm gonna leave that off of this template. I can kind of customize it how I want and like doodle on it if I want. I go to change template. I want to add a template. Oh no. We're gonna power read this morning. It's time for our final reading update of this vlog. I mentioned yesterday that I am going to be starting Wuthering Heights because I just had to change gears. I was not feeling the John Steinbeck, but I'm going to do a separate vlog for this because I really want to do like a classic, moody, wintry vlog for this and really dive into this. I want to write down quotes. I want to like underline and kind of give this its moment, especially with the adaptation coming out. I read Witch Hat Atelier Volume 4 this morning with 3 hours to spare before I had to return it to the library. And I really liked this one, more than 3. It was a cute story. I liked the kind of side characters that we got in this one. And I just continue to be amazed by the art. I absolutely love it. That was fun. And I just finished Heartless as well on audio. And I have to say, I really, really enjoyed that. Very Stephanie Garber vibes. Like very Once Upon a Broken Heart, very Alice in Wonderland. Obviously it's a retelling, it's an origin story for the Queen of Hearts. Oh my god, I just feel for her. That was a lot, but that villain arc was chef's kiss. Like, what a great villain arc. I know some people, if you don't like a villain and you don't kind of like resonate with why people become villains, I can see why you wouldn't like this. And I saw another video from another creator I watched recently mention this one, and they said that it ended kind of without a kind of conclusion, like didn't wrap up. And I disagree. I feel like it had so many like nods to the original Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I feel like it had so many great tie-ins to that. Really made me feel like I was in that world. Did a really great job of mixing in that source material but creating something new, and I just really loved it. And I thought the ending gave a great look into, okay, future on, this is why the Queen of Hearts is the Queen of Hearts. I really, really enjoyed that, and I'm gonna give it 4 stars. So next week's vlog, I think the Wuthering Heights I'm gonna take slowly. It's gonna be physical. We're gonna read through my physical TBR because I got kind of distracted, as I do. I haven't read enough of like the physical books on my TBR for the month of January. This will be next week, and I started to read Project Hail Mary. I literally read like the first 3 pages and I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced I'm gonna like the writing style. It's just, I don't know, like I think I'm probably going to try and power through it, but I'm very, very excited about this one. So in this coming week, I'm gonna have 3 physical books going at once, but I might try and focus on either Everking or Project Hail Mary first, see how that goes. So that's the plan for next week. So if you enjoy the reading vlogs and you want to just hang out and hear my thoughts about some of those books, then please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below, like maybe a red heart for Heartless, Queen of Hearts. Maybe is there like a queen emoji? I feel like there is, or a hearts card or something Alice in Wonderland, because that really made me want to reread Alice's Adventures in Wonderland this spring, watch some of the movies. I watch the classic Alice in Wonderland all the time. That's like one of my comfort movies, but I'm just like in that kind of mood now, and that's why I'm like not wanting to read like a sci-fi about a man in space. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So that's gonna wrap this one up before I go on too long. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Also, go follow my Instagram. I'm absolutely flopping on there. As to be expected, my carousels and like pictures and stuff absolutely flop. Any of my iPad content is absolutely flopping. But then like my static like carousel images are like getting the most views on TikTok. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm trying to post more on there and posting stories and stuff, as well as my TikTok. So I'll have all my links below, my Goodreads, all that fun stuff. So happy reading. I will see you guys in the next video.